my thoughts on Thor Love and Thunder. It wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be. Yeah, it had 4 Guns N' Roses songs in it. It had some Screaming Goats in it. They weren't in there as much as people are leading you to believe. But the one thing, for the love of the God of Thunder, why? Melissa fucking McCarthy. Here's my review of Thor Love and Thunder. Let's go. So before we get into the review, I want to let you know on a little minor spoiler. Shh, don't tell everybody, but it's so you'll know what I was talking about the joke at the beginning. So you know how they've got that running gag throughout the Thor movies, where I think it's even in some of the other ones, where they've got the actors led by Matt Damon, and he's like, they're acting out historic moments in Asgardian history, like on a little mini stage. Well, they do that again here, and when Hela appears, it's Melissa McCarthy. And if you know anything about me, I can't stand Melissa McCarthy, so I had to let you guys know where I threw that joke in there. So let's get to the review. So Thor Love and Thunder stars Chris Hemsworth once again as the God of Thunder himself, Thor. Tessa Thompson returns as Valkyrie. Christian Bale stars as Gore, the God Butcher. And then you get the whole cast of Guardians of the Galaxy other than Gamora. And then Natalie Portman returns as Thor's true love, Jodie Foster. Oh, wait a minute. Jane Fonda. Oh, wait a minute. Jane Foster. That's it. Who becomes the mighty Thor.
Jane?
So did you like that type of humor at all? Well, there's a lot of that in this movie. Actually, there might be a little too much if you ask most. But more about that later. So the film was directed by Taika Waititi, however you pronounce his name. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be saying it again. And I really hope he doesn't get a third crack at another Thor movie. So this time around, the story talks about Thor teaming up with Valkyrie, Korg, and his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and to stop him before it's too late. See, I didn't mention the Guardians of the Galaxy in that description, did I? Well, they go off on some side mission at the beginning to see what other gods might have been killed. Wait, what? Yeah, why not just team with Thor on this mission? He's doing the exact same thing. Yeah, it made no sense to me at all either. I think it would have been a much better movie if they had been in the movie more, but they got their own movie coming up. So I know a lot of people are shitting on this movie, but let's just say, I do think there's some positives. Chris Hemsworth is settled in as Thor. He's in his prime form here. He looks buff as hell. He hulked up. Well, that's because he's probably working out doing that Hulk Hogan biopic that he wants to make.
I take off your disguise. And flick. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it!
I'll need to find out an update on that. I wonder where they are with that. But his comic timing is returned. It's great. Korg is still a great sidekick. He serves as a narrator of this story, actually. The banter back and forth between the two of them is great. Seems really natural and realistic based on their relationship they established in the previous film. Christian Bale, though, is a real shining star here. His performance as Gore, the God Butcher, feels a little off sometimes because it's wedged in between some comedic moments. Yeah, I think that if they had spread him out more and maybe established him as a character in another movie first, maybe at the end of one of the other ones. The pacing of this movie was great, though. It's like the Fast and Furious. There wasn't a lot of downtime. This movie comes in at 2 hours, and that's short for most Marvel movies. It's a good and a bad thing. Good things is it kept things rolling. Bad things is there's some subplots here or there that seemed really rushed, that I think maybe like that original cut that somebody said was around 4 hours. They should have left a little bit more in there. The film looks great. The cinematography is great. The special effects are good. It's really colorful. Some of the environments just pop out on the screen. The last act is really incredible and features this battle within the shadow realm, which is mainly black and white other than the effects like on the eyes and the powers that they used. And now that's the Thor God of Thunder that I wanted throughout the entire film. So let's talk about some negative points though. And I'm not going to spoil the plot, but I do want to give you some negatives. I think the movie has way too many reoccurring jokes and gags. It distracts from the most important moments of the film, such as the return of Jane. How important that should be, right? The back and forth between Thor, the Hammer, and Stormbreaker. It almost feels like a love triangle there that they're trying to do, and it feels like it's out of place sometimes. And then, like I said at the beginning, those screaming goats, they do show up way too many times, and it becomes annoying, but not as bad as some people let you believe. Natalie Portman does an excellent job as the returning love interest of Thor, and I think she played a great mighty Thor, but I felt like her character arc was way too rushed. This would have been amazing to include her becoming the mighty Thor maybe at the end of one of the other films, maybe in like Avengers Endgame. The details could have then been explained here, but I guess she wasn't part of the master plan of all those phases, so it seemed rushed and a little bit anticlimactic of how she became the mighty Thor. Another side character that I thought was wasted, Russell Crowe. His take on Zeus feels more like a parody of one of the most well-known Greek gods in mythology. It just felt out of place.
By the beard of Zeus.
There may be a plan, though, for him to return and redeem himself as the same character in a full-blown movie later down the line, but I'm not going to spoil that. I also don't like how they used the children of Asgard in the final battle. This final battle should have featured Valkyrie at her highest. She needed a big moment in this movie and didn't get it. Or maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy, like I said. This movie lacks like that one big epic moment that other Marvel films like Spider-Man had at the end. So I didn't hate Thor Love of Thunder like a lot of reviewers do, but I also didn't like it as much as Ragnarok, which is my favorite Thor movie. And like I said, it lacks that big epic moment or the epic feel that a lot of the Marvel movies have. And for that reason, I'm just going to give it a thumbs up. It's not going to get on fire. It's definitely not hot garbage though. So what did you think? Have you already seen it? Put some comments down below and let me know what you thought of Thor Love and Thunder. And if you haven't seen it, let me know what you think about my review by liking it. Comment, subscribe, share, do all that normal YouTube stuff. Keep supporting the channel and I'll keep making content. Hit the notification bell. You'll know when I post that new content. So until next time, boys and girls, this is JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying, you guys be safe out there.